And now little what it is, oh, what's up? Dave, leave this stuff in, man. This, you don't even know. You don't even know, David. This is not boring business, man. I have had a heck of a weekend. Last week, Kyle, effer, I'm gonna talk about passing the bus test at a company. There's one thing called the bus test, all right? And the bus test says, well, I don't know what the bus test says. Dave, why don't I Google this? The bus test. A simple test of how disaster-proof your business is. Cool. So I'm gonna say what I think this is, okay? First off. Then we'll get into Luke's comments on it. The bus test is, if one person is doing such a critical function at your company, which kind of is the case early on. You only have maybe the solo founder or maybe two co-founders or maybe the solo founder and a couple people. And each one of those people's, they're doing more than one job, but mostly one main job. And for me, it's kind of all over the place, right? Complementing what we can do. Maybe some coding that I do know, mostly no code stuff or no code solutions, which we'll get into later. Say you have the third person on your team, right? You got 3 people and there's only one engineer. The bus test says that if that person, in this instance, Kyle, put Kyle's face here, leaves, or in this instance, in the bus instance, gets hit by a bus, okay? Hit by a bus animation, Dave. If Kyle gets hit by a bus, our engineering team, cause it's just one person, is done. The company's over. That's the bus test. You're screwed without that one person doing that one thing because it wouldn't survive me getting hit by a bus or Kyle getting hit by a bus, knock on wood. So that's the bus test in my words. And Kyle took such a much needed rest for 11 days. And I'm dying because I can only compliment so much. I'm throwing in Jay Blaylock. Jay Blay, dude, we're gonna get in here. Jay Blay, he's gonna come in here and say how effing impossible this is, okay? He's trying. Jay Blay, you're trying, man, and I get it. But it is difficult to replace someone who's built tech over the last 2.5 years. And the goal is like that someone can take a vacation and you don't lose that entire function. So you have 3 other engineers that can bug fix, or at least one that can maintain while that one engineer is gone, or that one salesperson that can keep up with sales while Vince or whoever is taking a much needed rest. I am all for rest. I'm all for rest here. Passing the bus test is simply that if Kyle, God forbid, and I don't wish it upon you, man, although I had some deep-seated nightmares that a shark came got you on your cruise, bro. I honestly do not even think that he is thoroughly enjoying it. That's the difficult part. Is I know it. He's in communication, incommunicado at the moment, but I can tell you, because I know him, that he knows how he left us. But again, you got to put up with it. It's like a speed bump. They just got to go over it. You just keep going. Always, 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 always. So as much as you're like, you want to scream and cry at the same time, we knew this was coming like a month and a half and we prepped, and like literally we hired a developer to take over parts of the job, and that developer, and no kidding, on the day he left us. Left us.
He left us.
And we just have to keep going. That's when I called reinforcements. Jay Blaylock, Jeremy, also in my top 5, for some reinforcements. And he got in and I think helping with stuff. But just in a few days, it's like, great, cool. I don't have many of those people that will do that. He's got his own startups and everything else, man. But that's what I've been dealing with all week, not just all weekend. Kyle left Wednesday. Kyle, to his credit, from his mobile phone, virtually logged in to his desktop and was pushing a couple bug fixes from the terminal of his airport, from not his laptop, but from his phone. He was wired in and like helped a bit. I don't know. But all I can reconcile is people deserve breaks. But the reality is breaks. Everyone will tell me, cool, hey, Jay, get another engineer. Cool. Can you afford one? Can you afford another one? Can you? We did forward one. And then that one we forwarded left.
He left it!
The day before. We were working for 4 weeks, for weeks, prepping. Prepping. And then all that comes of it is absolutely not, just ghosted. And I'm like, no. But we make it last. Me, Vin, our customer support just started doing everything we can, every hack with our platform, automating stuff for people in the background, Flintstone startup style. Flintstone startup is when you do manual work behind the scenes to help people, and the software is supposed to do it. Like you see the car, you see the Flintstone car moving, but you think it's powered, right? But it's not, it's feet powered. You see the car moving, but you don't see the feet. The Flintstone feet, dude. We were Flintstone feeding it for the last like 4 days, 5 days. Kyle, get back here. And I'm using this as my catharsis. Because he deserves the break, man. What you gonna do? Anyway, that's the bus test. How to run the bus test. The bus test is simple. Knowledge should be duplicated between multiple team members. Okay, cool. So, meaning if something happened to that person, like say they get hit by a bus, how macabre? How would we keep moving forward? The question is you don't, I guess. Kyle wrote so many docs, but in the real instance, if Kyle got hit by a bus, not like he was gone for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I think also this shows why small teams should be augmenting everything they're doing with some no-code solutions, which is what I'm building, and I want to build no-code solutions outside of this so we have some form of redundancies within small companies. That's the true importance of no-code tools, not just as a non-technical person being able to build, but in a small company, it really helps to have those ancillary resources like a web portal where customers can build their own billing. We're using Stripe customers portal. So they can log in and manage their subscriptions or reach out to support, right? So if they have some of those refunds and they can log in and that portal is built outside of it, you can even iframe parts of your custom code or your custom tech inside it and embed some things inside of that no-code solution. We're gonna start going into that in the following weeks because I wanna help people do that. So I want people to kind of see this genesis of small teams because people do deserve vacations. I know, by the way, that I could not take a vacation. That's the reality. Obviously, I want to get beyond where we're at, and that's part of it. But at the beginning, in the first couple of years, this is just it. Does your company pass the bus test? I want to hear from you. Hit the subscribe button. Comment inside. Does your company pass the bus test? Let me know.